You're watching We Only Talk About Peanut Butter, the show devoted to all things made of, featuring, and flavored by peanut butter! I'm Tucker, and to me, peanut butter is more than just a food. It's basically a religion. If I were a mutant superhero, my power would be peanut butter kinesis, which would allow me to draw all the peanut butter deliciousness of the world to my body, where I would then be immobilized, I would say. And useless, probably. And I really didn't think this metaphor through. Okay, well, I'm not superhero material, but what I can do, peanutters, is taste the most important peanut butter treats available and tell you whether or not they're going to take you to peanut butter paradise or leave you on a beach somewhere with a damp bologna sandwich like that Fire Festival thing that happened a few years back. Today, we're getting random, baby. Instead of just reviewing one phylum of peanut butter treat like we did in previous episodes, like cookies or snack cakes, in this episode, we're throwing the ontology out the window and tasting a bunch of products featuring peanut butter that don't really have much of a logical grouping outside their brand name. This is our biggest video yet, with approximately 18, that's right, 18 tastings. So let's get this peanut butter show on the peanut butter brick road. But before we do that, of course, now would be a good time to subscribe. Now back to the video. First up, the peanut butter balls known as Skippy PB Bites. This is the first Skippy product we're reviewing on this channel, and just as an aside, we totally intend to taste and rate actual peanut butters on this show in the future. And we're already cooking up ideas around how to make the well-trod path of peanut butter tasting content hopefully feel new and fun for you, so stay tuned. Back to Skippy Bites. These are basically balls of Skippy peanut butter and sometimes other things like pretzels or cookies or graham crackers that one can pop into their mouth and get a quick hit of peanut butter on the go, at the car wash, in the boardroom. You can have it all. Also, I just want to say that when I was 8 years old, I made a fake commercial for Skippy peanut butter where the spread could be used as shingle adhesive to attach shingles to your roof. I'm not even sure if shingles are stuck on your house that way, but that commercial was highly entertaining for my neighbor across the street who had dislocated her knee and couldn't do any summer activities. Shout out to Kristen, wherever you are, queen. Skippy Bites are actually a really good idea. It's a nice, portable way to deliver peanut butter to our mouths that doesn't require a knife, which is great since some of us can no longer have those. They're also great because they offer a lot of options for pairing other flavors with peanut butter. They come in at least 6 flavors I'm aware of, including a collaboration of 3 flavors with the Girl Scouts. And you know what? We tried them all, and we're gonna give each one of them ratings, and that means this will be our first ever PB Lightning Round of Ratings! I'm gonna give each flavor our usual rating out of 5 nuts, and then pass the mic to a bear named Teddy for some additional color commentary. Let's get naughty! First flavor, double peanut butter. Amazing, delicious. It's basically peanut butter on peanut butter, which is my favorite emotion. Official rating, 4 nuts out of 5. Teddy, hit it.
They taste like peanut butter balls.
Next flavor, pretzel. It's a peanut butter shell with a pretzel nugget inside. It's like peanut butter filled pretzels were victimized by that fog that turns people inside out. Official rating, 3 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, gimme a beat.
Pretzel.
Next flavor, graham cracker. Peanut butter shell with a center of graham cracker. The graham makes this feel kind of dry. Also, if you're going to do grahamish type stuff, you need to be giving me more of a McVitie's vibe than a Golden Grahams tease. Official rating, 2 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, go for it.
Yummy balance.
Next flavor, Girl Scouts Adventurefuls. Cookie center, caramel peanut butter coating, rolled in brownie dust. Tastes like a Dunkin' Donuts chocolate donut hole, but less good. Official rating, 1 nut out of 5. Teddy, growl at me.
I wouldn't choose this adventure.
Next flavor, Girl Scouts chocolate peanut butter. These are basically Girl Scouts tag-alongs or peanut butter patties in PB Bites form. Solid. Official rating, 3 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, talk to me.
I like the cookie version of this better.
Last flavor, Girl Scouts Coconut Caramel. These are basically Samoas made into PB Bites. I don't really care for the original cookies since they don't have peanut butter in them, but these bites were fine. If you love coconut, you're in like Flynn here. Official rating, 2 nuts out of 5. Teddy, tell it to my heart.
My favorite.
That concludes our first ever PB Lightning Round of Ratings! Skippy PB Bites are definitely a treat worth trying, and if I was pressed to give you one recommended flavor, I'd obviously have to go with the double peanut butter because it gives you the deepest, richest, most satisfying PB punch of the 6 options. Next up in this random roundup of peanut butter treats are the nostalgic and ubiquitous peanut butter cracker sandwiches. For this segment, we targeted for tasting 3 varieties by 2 brands. We decided against tasting every PB cracker sandwich in Christendom because there's like a billion of them, and at a certain point, these things are really about the cracker, not the peanut butter. And this show is not called We Only Talk About Crackers. It's We Only Talk About Peanut Butter. The first sandwich in this sequence comes from Ritz, and there really isn't a special name for these. Ritz just calls them peanut butter cracker sandwiches, which I don't know about you, but to me sounds ambiguous. If you've ever had Ritz crackers and perhaps tasted stale peanut butter from the previous century, you've already caught the vibe. These peanut butter cracker sandwiches have actually come in a couple of sizes and varieties in the past, but have basically the same formula of something resembling peanut butter between 2 Ritz crackers. As said before, this is more of a cracker product than a peanut butter product, so Ritz is really invested in making sure that the taste of their crackers is out front. They're low on filling and kind of heavy on salt, which is why for their official rating, Ritz peanut butter cracker sandwiches unfortunately gets 0 nuts out of 5. Teddy, crack the skies and rain your opinion down upon us.
Peanut butter sprinkled with cigarette butts.
Our second sandwich is quite an oddity. It's the cheese and peanut butter cracker sandwich from Keebler. Keebler is a snack juggernaut and makes all kinds of treats with interesting flavor pairings, but this one is quite perplexing conceptually. They're basically 2 crackers that visually resemble Cheez-It crackers with the familiar peanut butter filling that most peanut butter cracker sandwiches have. I had these as a kid and really didn't bat an eye at the combination, but as a grown man and ardent peanut butter lover, the pairing of peanut butter and cheddar cheese really sounded perverse. However, when I bit into them, the cheese flavor was actually really understated. There wasn't a ton of difference between the taste of these crackers and the memory of how other similar peanut butter sandwich crackers taste, which is actually strangely disappointing given my pearl clutching about the idea of these. To be honest, if you're going to promise me the culinary version of the movie The Human Centipede, you better deliver on your nauseating promises. The fact that these aren't really remarkable, even in a memeable, controversial way, makes the official rating for Keebler's cheese and peanut butter sandwich crackers an uneventful 0 out of 5 nuts. Fun fact, I'm a horror nerd, and I actually cried at the end of The Human Centipede, and if you weren't already skeptical of my taste, you are now. Teddy, speaking of taste, what did your taste buds tell you about these crackers?
My grandpa loved these. He also loved potted meat.
The final Sammy in this segment is the toast and peanut butter cracker sandwiches, again by Keebler. I'm not sure why the name of toast is invoked for these crackers because they don't taste like toast, but these definitely have the nicest, most well-rounded taste of the 3 cracker sandwiches. Not super peanut buttery, but more balanced than the others I've tasted both for this show and in life in general, which is why the official rating is 1 nut out of 5. Teddy, roast us, toast us.
Buttery. And then peanut buttery.
The next item that we've serendipitously stumbled onto in our random romp is Uncrustables by Smuckers. These are a form of sandwich too, but not really comparable to sandwich crackers. I have to admit a level of ignorance here that is sure to delight and bewilder. I actually never paid much attention to these things when they first came out years ago, and because they were in the frozen section and sometimes in the breakfast area of the frozen section, I thought they were supposed to be a form of toaster strudel or something. Teddy actually had to kind of break it down for me, despite me having the box with the thawing and serving instructions in hand, that these were not meant to go in the toaster. In my defense, I usually put things I don't understand in the toaster, which is incidentally why I'm no longer allowed to check out books from the library. So get this, stupid me figures out that Uncrustables are literally just frozen peanut butter sandwiches with the crust cut off. They're not some kind of exotic sounding pastry like the aforementioned strudel or a crunchy Queen Amman or an ethereal eclair. No, They're just a product for people who cannot countenance the arduous task of buying bread, peanut butter, and jelly out of which they could easily fashion their own sandwich. These things come in 2 different varieties, peanut butter and strawberry jelly or peanut butter and grape jelly. I let them thaw and gave them a shot. Yeah, it's absolutely just a peanut butter sandwich with a disappointing peanut butter to jelly ratio, I might add. I know, Smucker's is primarily known for their jams and their jellies, but they also sell a natural peanut butter, so I would think this would be an opportunity for parity between their products, but unfortunately, that's not the case. When thawed and eaten as directed, they're pretty underwhelming, as I said. You can get better versions of all 3 main ingredients in Uncrustables and make it yourself. Also, eat the crust, it's good for you. I decided to throw caution to the wind, despite what the instructions on the box said, and tossed one of these babies in the toaster. The toasted version was way better. The crunch was a nice textural variance, and warming up the peanut butter and jelly actually made the whole thing taste better. Am I vindicated? Not according to the library or the remote for my television, but as for Uncrustables by Smucker's, the fact that you can, in fact, rescue these from being just a worthless convenience food by putting them in the toaster gets them an official rating of 1 nut out of 5. Teddy, you're from the upper crust. Opine for us, please. Also, the remote for the TV was like that when I found it.
My visceral reaction is blah.
Moving on in this random ride through peanut butter possibilities, we find Peanut Butter Biscuits by Nature Valley. Where is the Nature Valley? Is it near the Hidden Valley or the Valley of the Dolls? Probably not, but Nature Valley is already a company I trust with peanut butter since they do an amazing peanut butter granola bar that we'll sink our teeth into in a future episode. These peanut butter biscuits are sort of a different play on the peanut butter sandwich. You know, I said this would not be an episode with a unified theme, and yet here we are again getting hit in the face with sandwiches, but I promise viewers, they're random sandwiches. These biscuits are described as honey biscuits with peanut butter filling. They do other versions of these with other nut butters, but whatever, I ain't here to talk about almonds. These are good. They are really, really good. The honey oat biscuits are like a sweet cookie cracker type thing, and the peanut butter filling is pretty generous, creamy, and works well with the flavors of the biscuit. These have good balance with salt and sugar, and with a glass of cow's milk or nut or oat milk, they're unreal. Also, these biscuit sandwiches are really different from what we've seen of this sandwich style of snack, and they do a great job of reminding us of what Nature Valley is really known for, which is their granola. The ingenuity of the biscuit sandwich idea, as well as the pleasing balance and ample peanut butter filling in the execution of these treats, gives Nature Valley peanut butter biscuits an official rating of 4 nuts out of 5. It's a strong 4, I would say. The only thing that could have taken these over the top would be more peanut butter woven into the biscuit cookies. Teddy, you're our biscuit bear. Tell us how you feel.
Biscuit Bear gives 2 thumbs up.
The next taste coming at us in this random rollick is the peanut butter sauce for ice cream made by jam and jelly giant Smucker's. Peanut butter sauce has a high bar that for many of us was probably set by local ice cream shops and creameries doing original sundaes. For many of us in the northeast of the US in the 80s, 90s, and to a lesser degree the 2000s, Friendly's restaurants really delivered the gold standard for peanut butter sauce. It was salty, sweet, warm, and evocative of natural peanut butter that would marry the ice cream you selected for your sundae beautifully and create a delicious honeymoon in your mouth. Sadly, Friendly's as a restaurant has mostly disappeared, though their ice cream still lives on in supermarkets, and I can put a link to a video in the description for background on the restaurant chain to give folks more of an idea of what I'm talking about. As I said before, Smucker's makes a peanut butter of their own, so it makes sense that they would do a sauce, but if you're gonna do that, it's got to do 2 things. Number 1, be really good, and number 2, not taste pretty much just like your peanut butter, but not as good. Smucker's peanut butter sauce sadly didn't deliver on either of these. Firstly, when I opened the jar, it was separated and required some stirring, which really surprised me. This is ice cream sauce. This is something I'm using to make a negative nutritional experience like ice cream more nutritionally negative. So I'm expecting stabilizers, mood elevators, guar gums, xanthan gums, both mono and diglycerides. Every glyceride you can find to make this a smooth emulsion that pours like hot butter. It's more of a gently set custard in some places and a strange pate in other parts of it rather than being like a unified sauce. Maybe it needs to be warm. I don't know. Really good natural peanut butter that's even semi-fresh can be poured at room temperature, so I have no idea why this is sold as it is. As for the taste, no. It's just not good. It has a weird metallic taste to it, like I can taste the vessel in which they roasted the peanuts. Also, it's not super far off from their regular run-of-the-mill peanut butter in texture and flavor, minus the metallic taste. Their own peanut butter basically edges this out in deliciousness and usefulness, which is why the official rating for Smucker's peanut butter sauce is 0 nuts out of 5. Teddy, tell these Smuckers what they can do with their sauce.
A promising start, a radioactive finish.
Next up in our rendition of peanut butter randomness is the peanut butter-filled pretzel. A lot of heavy hitters in the pretzel-verse have a version of this snack, and honestly, pretzels are cool or whatever, but they aren't really my vibe, so I don't feel like I'm gonna spend a ton of time doing a whole slew
Are you reviewing pretzels?
Hi, Teddy. I'm recording. What's up?
I heard you talking about pretzels.
Yeah, Teddy, it's not a big thing. We can just do a quick review
Pretzels are a very big thing.
Teddy, you're scaring me. Teddy, no!
Welcome to We Only Talk About Pretzels, the show devoted to pretzels because they're delicious and made of bread. And I'm from the Midwest, where bread is important. Today we'll be reviewing peanut butter-filled pretzels. As you may have heard from a previous host, lots of different pretzel brands have a version of this delicacy. So today I'm going to discuss what makes a superior pretzel experience. A good pretzel will have the right amount of browning on the outside, even distribution of the salt crystals, and if it's not a soft pretzel, it should have a pleasing crunch, of course. We zeroed in on 3 brands that are widely available, and we'll be giving them a rating out of 5 twists. Let's hit it! The Great Value brand of peanut butter-filled pretzel hits our basic criteria, while also making sure that the salt content of the peanut butter filling doesn't knock the overall pretzel experience out of balance. Also, they come in this giant jug, which I had already eaten a portion of before the footage of this episode was shot. Official rating, 2 out of 5 twists. Let's ask the former host of the other show what he thinks. Tucker? Oh, that's right. I taped your mouth shut. Sorry. How many people have longed to say those words to you? Anyway, moving on. Utz also turned in a decent peanut butter filled pretzel, but the flavor of the pretzel kind of seemed dull along with the flavor of the peanut butter, so it became a kind of weird paste in my mouth. Official rating, 1 out of 5 twists. Tucker? Anything constructive to add?
That Utz girl looks like she could snap at any moment and just assault someone with a car aerial.
That duct tape can go back on, you know. Continuing on, the last pretzel we're tasting is from Snyder's of Hanover. This one actually hit all of the criteria while also delivering a distinct pretzel flavor and distinct peanut butter flavor that worked together and created layers of enjoyment for my palate. Official rating, 4 out of 5 twists. Tucker, care to say anything that doesn't devalue pretzels?
These are great. Can I talk about peanut butter again?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. With not a huge difference in peanut butter experience between them, Great Value, Snyder's, and Utz peanut butter-filled pretzels each get an official rating of 2 nuts out of 5.
Hey!
I will call animal control. Bringing up the rear in this random train of peanut butter treats is the peanut butter wafer bars, again from Skippy. This is the 4th peanut butter wafer bar we've reviewed on this channel, and with the exception of Reese's Sticks, which we'll be reviewing in a later episode, there's not really much to distinguish one peanut butter wafer bar from another, but since this bar is made by peanut butter nobility like Skippy, we had to taste their interpretation. These wafers aren't like the Nutter Butter spreadsheet from our first episode, nor are they just a boring replica of the wafers by Little Debbie and Mrs. Freshly. The Skippy wafer pockets are tight, and the ratio of filling looks really generous. Hilariously, these things kind of resemble the roof shingles I envisioned as a prematurely intelligent child making live-action commercials for or Skippy peanut butter as shingle adhesive. We're coming full circle, viewers. What sets these bars apart from other peanut butter wafer bars we've reviewed is that they're only dipped on the top wafer, and the coating comes in 2 flavors that change the experience. So, of course, we tasted them both. First flavor, peanut butter and jelly. This is definitely new. I don't think we've seen a peanut butter wafer with jelly thus far, and it's something I was excited for because of the novelty. I thought based on the package that the jelly top might actually be some kind of actual jelly, which would have been cool, but it wasn't. It's probably a grape-flavored white chocolate coating, and to be honest, this coating was a huge mistake. What they're trying to give us with this is like a peanut butter and jelly moment, obviously, but it actually tastes like someone dared me to eat a peanut butter wafer with a grape airhead on top. If you don't know about grape airheads, let me tell you about grape airheads. Grape airheads were like the holiest concentration of all grape and purple things on the planet, and they were the most amazing airheads to ever exist. Fight me, seriously. One thing we never needed grape airheads to do, however, was to be on top of a peanut butter wafer. This coating ruins the snack. It's gross. What a shame. Official rating, 0 out of 5 nuts. Teddy, I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Grape Bubblicious Peanut Butter.
The second flavor is chocolate peanut butter. This is a familiar flavor pairing, but Skippy is giving what tastes like much more peanut butter filling than the competitors. Though, again, they're not Reese's Sticks, I would say they slightly edge out Little Debbie, Mrs. Freshly, and Nutter Butters versions. Official rating, 2 nuts out of 5. Teddy, raise the roof.
Wafers are usually just in my way, but this one was good.
Well, peanutters, with great peanut butter power comes great responsibility. And though some of the random snacks and treats we tasted today were made by companies who took that heroic burden seriously, there were others who sadly used peanut butter for evil, or at least dispersed it with benign neglect. 2 important things, however, are certain. The fact that we were brought together for this adventure was no coincidence. And this won't be the last time our peanut butter powers combine to find more random peanut butter deliciousness in our multiverse. But for now, that's all the peanut butter prattle we have. Are you a peanut butter lover? Tell us about your favorite treats in the comments. Leave us a like on the video and subscribe for more peanut butter content saturation. Thanks for watching.